Shiva Puranam, Vidyesvara Samhita, Chapter 13, Description of a Righteous Person. The Rishis said, O Sutta, now you quickly speak out about the righteousness by which a person could be victorious in the society as well as in the world, or the position of the heaven or the hell. Sutta said, a righteous person who conducts himself according to the path of the Vedas, possessing all the virtues, is called as a Brahmana. The person who conducts himself slightly and has studied the Vedas too slightly, and a Brahmana in the royal service, is called as a Kshatriya Brahmana. A person who slightly follows righteousness and is engaged in tilling the land or some business is called Vaishya Brahmana. The one who himself plows the field, he is called Shudra Brahmana. The one who indulged in denouncing or backbiting others, a jealous person, the one who has hatred against others, he is called the Chandala Brahmana. The one who rules the earth is called the king, while others are called Kshatriyas. Those who are engaged in purchase and sale of cereals are called the Vaishyas, while others are called the traders or the merchants. Those who serve the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas and Vaishyas are called the Shudras. The one who is engaged in farming is called Vrishala or a Shudra. The rest of the people are called Shudra Dashyus. The people of all the Varnas should get up early in the morning, meditate upon the gods facing east. Then they should think about dharma, artha, or the body related pains, as well as the income and the expenditure. Facing towards the east and other directions, one should get up. There are different effects of facing the different directions, viz. Life, jealousy, death, sin, fortune, based on evil or noble deeds, ailments, growth, and strength. These are the 8 fruits of the 8 directions. The end of the night is called the dawn. Half of its prahara is called sandhi or combination. A brahmana should get up at the same time and free himself from the calls of the nature, etc. One should go far away from his abode and covering his head with the cloth. One should be seated facing the north and should not look to other sides. One should be seated facing water, fire, Brahmana, or the god. One should hold the phallus with the left hand and covering the face with the right hand. One should drop the refuse, then he should get up and do not look at the refuse. Carrying water in a vase, one should go out of the tank and then clean himself. Otherwise, except the gods, mains, or the tirthas, or the rishis, a person getting water from the tank, cleaning the rectum with dust 3, 5, or 7 times and wash it with water from the tank. For cleaning the phallus, one should apply very small quantity of dust, while for the cleaning of the rectum, half a fist of the dust should be used. Then cleaning the hands, one should rinse the mouth 8 times. Employing any tree leaves or wooden material and sitting outside the water, leaving the little finger, one should brush his or her teeth. Then he should take bath offering his salutation to the water god, reciting the mantra. In case he cannot dip his head in water, then he should have a dip up to the waist or the neck and take a bath. Entering the thigh deep water, he should recite the mantras. A learned person should offer oblation to the gods, rishis, and the mains with the same water of the tirtha. Then he should wear the dhoti in panchakacha manner. In the auspicious functions, the scarf should also be worn. After taking the bath in a river or a sacred place, the clothes used in bathing should not be washed. In case one has to take a bath in a well or a step well, then the clothes should be washed before taking the bath. O Brahmanas, cleaning the dhoti or the towel should wash and squeezed them, and then the oblation of water should be offered to the names. Carrying the ash, reciting the mantra prescribed by the sage Jabali, one should draw 3 lines over the forehead. The one who drops the ashes in the water except this method falls in the hell. Reciting the mantras Apohishta, etc. One should sprinkle water over his head. Reciting this mantra, water should be dropped over other limbs of the body, and then one should take his bath. The intelligent people resort to mantra snana, sprinkling water over different parts of the body, reciting the mantras on heart, head, feet, etc. In case perchance a person touches an unclean thing, or when suffering from some ailment, when in danger from the king, on the country, while traveling, or in other such situations, one should resort to mantra snana. In the morning, reciting the Suryanuvak mantra, sipping the water, and then the sprinkling should be done as before. With the reciting of the Gayatri mantra, one should sprinkle water upwards thrice. A Brahmanas, O Brahmanas, during the midday Sandhya, reciting the mantras Arghya should be offered to the sun in the sky. Then, in the evening time, facing the west, one should offer oblation with fingers to the sun in the same way as is done in the morning and the noon. Then he should look at the sun through the cavities of the fingers, and performing circumambulation should sip the water. In case the sandhya is performed before time in the evening, it becomes infructuous. Therefore, the discussion on the appropriate or the inappropriate time has been made. In case Sandhya is performed after the day is over, it becomes infructuous, and the repentance for the same has been prescribed. After the day is over, if Gayatri Mantra is recited, then 100 times more recitation of Gayatri Mantra should be recited. In case this repentance is not done up to 10 days, then one has to recite the Gayatri Mantra a lakh of times more. Upanayana should be done after a month. All the gods like Shiva, Parvati, Kartikeya, Vishnu, Brahma, Indra, and Yamaraja should all be pleased for the fulfillment of one's desires. Thereafter, dedicating the entire activities to Brahman, one should perform the sipping of the water. A person should recite the mantra to the south of the sacred place in a matha, consultation room, a temple, in the house, or any other prescribed place. The person who receives the mantra should bow in reverence to all the gods, concentrating his mind, getting firmly seated over the asana. He should first recite Omkara and thereafter the Gayatri mantra. Learning about the union of the Jiva and Brahman, one should recite Omkara. Brahma is the creator of the universe, Vishnu is the preserver and self-illumining Lord Shiva, who destroys the world, should be adored. One should concentrate with all the organs of knowledge, Jnanandriya, the movements of the mind, besides the intelligence towards dharma, which bestows the comforts and moksha. Thus, diverting the mind in this manner towards devotion, a person surely achieves Brahman. The best of Brahmana, for the preservation of his position as a Brahmana, should recite Omkara mantra at least for 1,000 times in a day. The people of other castes should recite this mantra in the noon time according to their capacity or 100 times. During the evening, the same mantra should be recited 1,000 times or 20 times according to his convenience. Starting from the Muladhara Chakra to Brahmarandra, one should perform the japam in all the chakras, concentrating over Vidyesha, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, Jivatma, and Paramatma, involving all with the noble intelligence, considering them to be equal and taking them to be like self, Soham. The reciting should be done. Then, conceiving Brahmarandra and other chakras to be out of the body, one should meditate upon them. Starting from the Prakriti, one should think of the thousands of the bodies which one had achieved due to his karmas, and should then slowly deviate from each body. The Jiva should be united with Parabrahman. This is the realistic tattva of the Japam. This recitation should be made 1,000 or 1,008 times. This is the first sequence of the reciting of the mantras. The Omkara mantra, when recited 1,000 times, bestows Brahmapada, and in case the Japam is performed 100 times, it bestows the position of Indra. By reciting the mantra lesser than the one prescribed above, one is born in the family of a Brahmana. Therefore, standing while facing the sun daily, the recitation of the Omkara mantra should be performed. The reciting of the Gayatri mantra 12 lakhs of times is called Purna Brahman. A Brahmana who has not performed the Gayatri mantra a lakh of times, he should not be included in the Vedic rituals. One should spend disciplined life up to 70 years and then should embrace sannyasa. After embracing sannyasa, one should recite Omkara mantra 12,000 times in the morning. Thus, with performing of the japam daily regularly, after the passage of a month, a lakh and a half of the japam of the Omkara mantra is completed. With this, all the blemishes are washed out. When the number of the japam is increased further, then one should receive the sannyasa mantra. Otherwise, the reciter falls in the hell called Raurava. A person desirous of the worldly pleasures should learn the method of dharma and artha from him and not about any other topic. A Brahmana desirous of salvation should practice only theosophy. Dharma gives rise to artha, while artha gives rise to the pleasure, and the pleasures give rise to the detachment of vairagya, or in other words, the artha and pleasures are earned from dharma, and one achieves thereafter detachment of vairagya. In case the riches are used in a contrary manner, a person feels attracted with the worldly pleasures. Dharma is of two types. One is from matter or substance, and the other from the body. With the riches, one earns dharma by performing of the yajnas, while dharma from the body is performed by the visiting of the sacred places. One earns wealth, while with the performing of the tapas, one achieves the divine beauty. With the performing of the karmas without desires, the heart is purified. With the purification of the heart, one achieves divine wisdom. There is no doubt about it. Earlier in the Satya Yuga, the tapas was always praised. But in the age of Kali, earning of the wealth is the only dharma. In the age of Satya Yuga, one could achieve jnana, knowledge or wisdom, by meditation. During the Treta Yuga, the same was received with the performing of tapas or yajna. In Kali Yuga, the jnana is achieved with the worship of the images. Whatever evil or noble deeds are performed by a person, he reaps the similar type of reward. Because of the dravya or the body, there is the increase or decrease of the sins or the merits. In case one enters into the killing, which is prohibited in the scriptures, it is against dharma. By behaving in an irreligious manner, one has to face the pain, and in case one moves according to dharma, the pleasures are increased. With the evil behavior, one feels painful, and with the noble conduct, one achieves the comforts. Therefore, the persons desirous of pleasures and the moksha should move on the path of dharma, earning the merits. A donor should provide the means of living with family to a brahmana for 100 years. With the merit of the same, the donor achieves Brahmaloka. With the performing of 1,000 Chandrayana vratas, one achieves Brahmaloka. A Kshatriya who arranges for the livelihood of the 10,000 Brahmanas with families, he achieves Indraloka. A Kshatriya who arranges for the livelihood of 10,000 Brahmanas achieves Brahmaloka. A person who donates in the name of a particular god, he achieves the place of the same god. This has been told by the people well versed in the Vedas. A person having been deprived of riches should earn the riches of tapas. The merit dharma which is achieved with the performing of pilgrimage, but with the japam it bestows the everlasting pleasure. Now I shall speak out the method of earning the riches. The riches or wealth should be earned with justice and carefully. The Brahmana should earn his living by charities, with the performing of the yajnas, by spotless conduct, being large hearted, or performing hard labor. The Kshatriya should earn his living with the strength of his arms, the Vaishya by farming, protecting the cows, besides earning livelihood by trade. By earning wealth by judicious means and giving it in charities, a person achieves success. With the achieving of jnana, all achieve moksha. By the grace of the preceptor, one achieves the beautiful form after achieving moksha. Thereafter, one achieves the highest bliss. O Brahmanas, all these benefits could be achieved by keeping company of the noble people. A householder should give riches and cereals in charity to the Brahmanas. A householder desirous of his welfare should give to the Brahmanas whatever things or fruits etc. are produced in a particular season, including the fruit, cereals etc. For the subsiding of hunger, thirst, ailment, the food and water should be given to the Brahmanas. Besides the land, cereals, uncooked and cooked food, all the four types of sweets could also be given to the Brahmanas. All the with the food and other things given by the donor to the Brahmanas, whatever noble deeds are performed by the latter, like the listening of the recitation of scriptures and other noble deeds performed by him, half of the merit thereof goes to the donor. The Brahmana who receives the donation should perform the repentance for the same, otherwise he is sure to fall in the terrific hell. One should divide the wealth earned by him in three parts. One part should be for dharma, the second should be for development, and third part should be used for the pleasure or the daily life. He should perform all the auspicious karmas regularly, daily. The donor should utilize the development money for the sake of expansion, and for that purpose he should not trouble anyone. He should not behave in an undesirable manner. He should consume wealth meant for pleasure slowly and gradually. 1/10 of the part of the farming produce should be donated for the sake of purification. With the remaining wealth, one should perform the religious activities, otherwise, one has to go to the terrific hell. A person who increases his wealth by sinful means, his crops would indeed be destroyed. 1/6 of the wealth earned in trade should be donated. The best of the Brahmana should give away in charity 1/4 of his net income. In case one gets sudden money from somewhere, then half of it should be given in charity. In case a Brahmana receives charity of illegal wealth, it should be thrown in the ocean, and for his own uplift, he should distribute it among the Brahmanas. One should give money to the beggars as per one's own capacity. In case when one does not give the charity after promising it, he becomes his debtor in the next birth. A person with wisdom should not highlight the blemishes of others, even when they are well known to him. A person with wisdom should not speak anything which could incite others. For the upkeep of one's own fortunes, one should perform homa in the morning as well as in the evening. In case a person is unable to perform the homa twice a day, then he should adore the sun and the fire once only appropriately, offering oblation of rice, cereals, ghee, fruit, roots, etc. He should prepare the offering in the appropriate manner. In the absence of the proper offerings, one should perform the ordinary homa. The fire, which is always consecrated, is known by the name of Ajasra by the learned people, or alternatively, one should perform Surya Namaskara or the Japam. In this way, the person desirous of knowing the Atma Tattva or the people desirous of wealth should perform appropriately Brahma Yajna, or the adoration of the god daily. Such of the people who adore with devotion the fire as well as the preceptor and provide food to the Brahmanas are all entitled to a place in the heaven. Iti Shri Shiva Mahapurane Prathamayang Vidyesvara Samhitayang Sadachara Varnanang Nama Trayadashodhyayah. Chapter 14. Agni-sacrifice. Rishis said, O Suta, you kindly narrate to us the performing of Agni Yajna, Deva Yajna, Brahma Yajna, Guru Puja, and Brahma Tripti. Suta said, the material which is offered in fire for the purpose of yajna is called the Agni Yajna. A person in Brahmacharya ashrama should perform homa daily with pieces of wood, samidha. O Brahmanas, the fire in which the homa is performed with samidhas, piece of wood, is the homa which should be performed from the age of boyhood till the marriage. This is the duty with a brahmachari. O Brahmanas, those who have consecrated the fire in their own soul for such forest dwelling ascetics are treated to perform the homa. When they take a little of food, they should be appropriately protected with devotion, performing homa in the fire. This is called Agni-hotra or homa for them. With the performing of homa and meditation, they should be adequately protected. The fire should be preserved in a kunda or a vase appropriately. Because of the fear of the god or the king, the one who preserves the fire in his own self or in arani, wooden drill, it is called samaropana. O Brahmanas, the offerings made in the fire during evening time are called sampatkari. The offering made to the sun in the morning is called ayushkari. The merging of the sun rays into the fire is called Agni Yajna. The one who performs Homa for the sake of Indra and others, it is called Deva Yajna. Sthalipaka, Sthalikpaka, and the rest of adoration is the worldly type of adoration and is established in the fire. The Brahmanas should perform the Brahma Yajna in order to please the gods daily. The study of the Vedas is also called the Brahma Yajna. It is not to be performed from morning till the evening or from evening to the night, or it could be performed during evenings alone. The Deva Yajna is performed without fire and you listen to its method with faith and devotion. At the beginning of creation, the universal knower and kindful Lord Shiva, for the welfare of all the worlds, conceived of the valorous warriors. First of all, he created Sunday, which was the physician for the ailments of the world, was omniscient, and was Oshadhi for all the Oshadhis. Then he created Monday, the day for the moon, which bestowed all the riches and was the form of his illusion. Thereafter Tuesday was created, which was painful at the birth of the sun. Then Wednesday was created, which destroyed all the sins and laziness. Then, with the desire of the welfare of the people, Thursday was created, which was also the caution, which was also the cause of its protection. For the purpose of preservation and protection, Friday was created. Then Saturday was created for the bestowing of the long life. Thereafter, Brahma, the creator of the universe, who is called Parameshthi as well, created these weekdays on earth. First of all, Brahma, for the sake of the expansion of the three worlds, created Indra and Yama, who gave rise to the merits and the sins respectively. In this way, the weekdays like Sunday and others came in use according to their own names, which were indicative of the pleasure and pains of the people of the world, besides being the cause of facing the pleasure and pain and destruction of death. Conceiving the masters of these weekdays, they were established in the astrological world. By adoring the respective gods in the respective weekdays, one achieves the appropriate reward. It is said that Shiva is the lord of Sunday, Durga is the mistress of Monday, Skanda is lord of Tuesday, Vishnu for Wednesday, Yama for Thursday, Brahma for Friday, and Indra for Saturday. Health, wealth, removal of ailments, increase in life, achieving of the pleasures, and destruction of death are the fruits of these weekdays respectively. The result of the weekdays for their lords is that they please their lords always. Lord Shiva, of course, bestows the reward for the worship of different gods. There are 5 types of worship for pleasing the gods, which include mantras, japam, homa, charities, and tapas. Besides the images consecrated over the pedestals, offering oblations in fire, and the 16 types of adorations performed in the fire or to the Brahmanas are other means of worship. The above three types of worship, when performed by a person, is the best and removes eye ailment, headache, besides the leprosy. The one who, after worshipping the sun, serves food to a Brahmana for a month and a day or for 3 years, he achieves all the merits. In case the luck is favorable, then the ailments or untimely old age would vanish. One should pacify the sun on the Sunday. For the pleasure of the gods should also offer the appropriate wealth. The Sunday bestows special merits to the devotees. The goddess Lakshmi should be particularly adored on Monday for the achieving of the wealth. The sweets fried in ghee should be specifically served to the Brahmanas as food by the devotee with his wife. On Tuesday, one should adore goddess Kali for the removal of ailments. The Brahmanas should be served food with an adhaka, a measure of cooked rice, black gram and green gram. A learned person should adore Vishnu, offering the curd and cooked rice, and by doing so, the sons, friends, wife, and other relatives remain happy and healthy. The learned person desirous of long life for pleasing the gods adore them, offering sacred thread, costumes, milk, and ghee. In case one is desirous of enjoying the pleasures, then he should attentively adore the gods on Fridays. For pleasing the Brahmanas, he should serve 16 types of dishes to the Brahmanas. In order to please the wives of the Brahmanas, one should give away the beautiful costumes. To safeguard against the untimely death, one should adore Rudra and other gods on Saturdays. On Saturdays, one should serve the food with sesame besides performing homa and charities of the same. By thus adoring the gods, one gets the rewards like attaining good health. By adoring the gods daily as well as on special occasions, one should resort to taking both recitation, performing of charities, japam, homa, and serving food to the Brahmanas. With the combination of the day as well as Jagadishvara only, Shiva serves as the Lord of all the days and bestows the rewards like health, etc., according to the time, the country, and the devotee. The gods bestow the reward taking into consideration the material for adoration, the devotee, his faith, his intentions, and make him healthy besides bestowing other rewards. The sun and other planets should be worshipped at the start of an auspicious occasion, at the end of it, and for seeking welfare for the household. The constellation of the birth should be worshipped. In this way, the Deva Yajna bestows all types of the desired fruits. The adoration in the Brahmanas should be performed reciting the mantras, while in the house of Shudras and the other Varnas, the method prescribed in the Tantras should be followed. According to their means, for the purpose of achieving the auspicious reward, all the chiefs of the weekdays should be adored by the people. The poor person should perform the tapas. The rich person should adore the gods with riches. Thus, whosoever performs these religious deeds with great devotion, he enjoying different types of the heavenly pleasures and is reborn on earth with the planting of the shady trees, building of wells, step wells, setting up of schools, composing of religious books are the acts which should be performed by the wealthy people for the sake of enjoying comforts. After some time, when the merits are this earned, one earns wisdom. O Brahmanas, a person who listens to this chapter or reads or recites it for others, he achieves the fruit of the Deva Yajna. Iti Sri Shiva Mahapurane Prathamayang Vidyesvara Samhitayam Agni Yagyadi Varnanang Nama Chaturdashodhyayah.